Welcome everyone then to the first game of the next series of the stream. What do we get over here? Well, we have on the left hand side Nicov and Capoch playing with Byzantines and Persians respectively. This is a very common civilization. Persians is a very common civilization for the pocket position on this map. Why? Well, let's go through the bonuses. Persians will get first off twice the HP on TCs and docks. They're going to be working 10, 15, and 20% faster as well in the feudal castle and imperial ages. On top of that, we'll see for Persians, for the team bonus, they get 2 bonus damage from 9 line units against archers, but before I forget, they also have another bonus in which they start with 50 extra food and 50 extra wood. So they get very strong docks, they work faster, they start with extra resources, they can go for it, and it's an incredible civilization where you have the position to get away with booming. Nicov playing with Byzantines, on the other hand, will get a 33% discount to go up to the Imperial Age. He gets a 25% discount on Skirm, Spear, and Camel Rider units, as well as free Town Watch, free Town Patrol. You're gonna have 10, 20, 30, and 40% extra HP on buildings in the Dark Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, and then for the team bonus, they'll also get Monks who can heal units 100% faster. On the right hand side, we see Malians for MbL and Berbers for T90, which is really interesting to see. With Malians, MbL will get a 15% wood discount on buildings, as well as 1 extra pierce armor and barracks units per age, starting in the Feudal Age, up to +3 in the Imperial Age, without taking into account blacksmith upgrades, so it can go even higher once you go for something like plate mill armor. On top of that, they also get 30% longer lasting golds, and for the team bonus, 80% faster working universities. Finally then, for T90 playing with Berbers, is going to get a 15 and 20% discount on stable production in the Castle and Imperial Ages, as well as 10% faster moving villagers and 10% faster moving ships. On top of that, we'll see for Berbers for the team bonus access to Jenny Tours, which I rarely ever see being used, but it's going to be there, so we got to mention it, and that's going to be about it for the civilizations. Now, in MbL and T90, they have a villager and a scout on the right-hand side, so we're going to see the dog coming up already for MbL. On the left-hand side, not too much. Yes, I will update the title. I was just taking a look at the civilizations. So this is Argentina A versus Up2IMP. There you go. It began because I went to type 14 on their channels. You gotta do that more often, man. Yeah, that'd be so nice. Should have done it earlier. You see? Powers in the people. A little bit of an engagement over here. Yeah. All 4 scouts showing up. It's looking a little bit better for Argentina A. Yes, sir. Yeah. Man, that's really good unit control. This is incredible chemistry for the team. Check this out. They are going up against T90 right now as well. An HP pool. It's a little bit higher for Argentina. It's just the little details. Just 1 extra move command over there is going to give Argentina A a very nice lead on the scouts. So now it's very unlikely that MbL and T90 can actually hold on over here and keep on putting pressure. Instead, we have the dock already up for MbL, which we were expecting to see. And T90 is trying to go for a dock himself, but we had 2 scouts from Argentina A trying to break through. Here come the scouts back, or at the very least MbLs. Here comes T90 scout back once again. And situations like this is where team chemistry and overall synergy is going to come the most important, right? Because if you are able to play this as 1 as opposed to 2 individuals, you're going to end up getting a much better trade. And so far, it seems like Argentina's teamwork is there, and Up2IMP's is there. It's not bad, but it's not quite at the same level. Duck's already up for Nicov, Duck's already up for Capoch, and Fuel Age is on the way for Nicov, faster than anybody else, so most likely he'll be getting access to galleys. There's one bonus that I forgot to mention for Byzantines. It's actually a very important one on this map, and that's 20% faster attacking fire line units. So fire galleys, fire ships, and fast fire ships are so much stronger for Byzantines that this could be really, really good. Ideally, he's going to want to go for, at the very least, 2 docks. And he is going for the second one. Now that T90 is going for a second one as well, it's certainly even the more important, right, for Nicov. What are those pink trees or berries? These are berries. Yes. Fruit bushes. So we can take a look at the map a little bit closer right now, since we are in game. But yeah, at the very top, once again, you have the icy mountaintop, the mountain peak, with ibex. You have some relics over here as well. You go down a little bit further, and you have stone gold on the second layer of the map. So this is a little bit lower in terms of elevation compared to the very top. You have plenty of wood, and then down further, you get the player starting area where they have 8 gold each, 9 stone each, and then towards the very bottom you have the base of the map where you have the lake and berries and deer. It's a really pretty map. I completely agree. There we go. FLH is already here from Nicov. What is he going for? Fire galleys right away, as he should. Meanwhile, MbL is going for a 3rd dock. Will he be able to keep production going from 3 docks though? Hey, Reynald. Crowd's crazy. Supporting the Argentinians. All the clandestinity. Yeah. I'm kind of wondering if any Argentinian casters are casting this. Is maybe Nacho AOE casting this one? Or maybe Juan Perotti, Manco? Let me know. Loco. Perhaps. So far, very even counts. A little higher for Argentina, but here comes the Demolition Raft! And MbL cannot get a good hit, but he does end up getting a good hit. Not quite. He does end up affecting more than one unit with Demolition Raft over there, but that was so much worse than it could have been. And yeah, MbL is going to get completely cleaned up over here. So we see another Demolition Raft coming out from T90, but you want to go for Demolition Rafts after you have a good amount of fire galleys already out, right? Otherwise, you're just going to be trading for fishing ships and not for Navy. If you cannot trade for Navy and you don't have anything to follow the Demolition Rafts with, you eventually end up getting cleaned up. So you can already see from the very beginning, Argentina is looking so much stronger. We removed the villagers and the fishing ships, and actually, yeah, there is nothing over here for Up2IMP to defend themselves with. So it's kind of a disaster start for Up2IMP a little bit. Yes, Argentina is already getting a very substantial lead. Some demolition rafts coming over from Capoch also make it significantly harder for Up2IMP to try and reclaim water. It's very interesting to see this map being played as a 2v2 map, because when this one was originally used for double cup, this was used as a 3TC map, right? Beautiful pick. T90 ends up losing a villager over there. This was originally used as a 1v1 map where with triple TC start, where you would have 1 TC on each layer of the map. But in a 2v2 position, it seems like water is a lot more dominant, because each player is going to begin with only 1 TC. When you start as a single player with 3 TCs, players usually would end up just ignoring water. So this seems to be working better for team games in the end. Anyway, let's remove villagers and fishing ships. Very, very close for HP. There you go. Beautiful. It's a pretty good spot for Argentina. They do end up coming on top. Why is T90 behind? We can take a look at the idle TC time, and that's going to answer the question for you. 2 minutes of idle TC time for T90 compared to everybody else on less than 1 minute of idle TC time. That's going to represent already like 4 villagers worth of, you know, extra production on everybody else's TC compared to T90. So there certainly seems to be a struggle over here for the yellow player, which is very unfortunate. But it's allowing Argentina to stay on top, doing a pretty good job, and yeah, they do end up getting full water control. The only thing that we are still missing for Argentina to completely secure water over here is just taking the docks down, but that's going to be only a matter of time. And at this stage, I feel like that's a question of when, not if, because it seems quite clear to me that Argentina should end up getting full water control no matter what. So yeah. What's in the upper side of the map? Ice? Yes, that is correct. There is ice. There is ice. There are ibex over there as well. There we go. Demolition raft coming over from Nicov, and MbL is just trying to prevent taking heavy damage over here, right? We have actually 3 demolition rafts for Nicov. The interesting thing about this too is that if you do end up getting water control, it's not only good for your economy because you can fish, right? But it's also good for potential land because the rivulet goes up to the very top. You can actually send demolition rafts up north and camp the river, and you can take on land units when they are trying to get across to your side. Seems quite GG already then. It seems kind of rough for Up2IMP, not gonna lie, yes. Especially with the Castle Age coming out for Capoch significantly earlier compared to either T90 or MbL will be able to click up themselves, and it doesn't seem like Nico's particularly behind either. It seems like he should be able to go up very soon as well. So when all is said and done, Argentina A doesn't have getting water control, yes. They have 9 fishing ships compared to 0 fishing ships from Up2IMP, so that's going to amount to a very nice eco lead. But then on top of fishing ships, they also have extra villagers, so overall eco count is a lot higher for Argentina A than only the fishing ships would amount for. So it's a rough position for Up2IMP, of course. As you can see, Nicov is about to have enough resource to go up to the Castle Age, and we are still waiting for either MbL or T90 to mass enough to click up to the Castle Age. So this could be a fairly quick game number 1. We'll see how it goes. Now the tricky part next is for Argentina to make a switch from water to land. We'll see what they go for. I would imagine Nicov is going to be the one providing archers and Capoch is going to be the one providing cavalry, right? But we'll see. Beautiful. Nicov revenge for MbL not teaming? Oh boy. Imagine. Let's check. Yeah. That was table coming out for Capoch already. He gets to the Castle Age. He cannot go for knights right away, but that's going to be GG. Wow! 20 minutes and 19 seconds into the game. Argentina A 1, Up2IMP 0. Let's go and take a look at the achievements before hopping out and checking the map draft once again to see which maps we have available for game number 2. So taking a look at military, that's a very nice KD for both Capoch and Nicov, while Up2IMP on the other hand, they struggled big time. Almost 1 to 2 KD ratio for T90, a little bit higher than that, which is good. But then MbL actually a little bit less than the 1 to 2, while Capoch on the other hand, very close to 5 to 2. Nicov very close to 2 to 1 actually. Very good performance for the Argentinians. End up collecting a lot of extra resources because of what? Because of their higher eco count as well. Well played. It's a pretty quick one. Let's go back. Actually, it took, I think, about half as much as it took for the players to get game number 1 going for game number 1 to be over. So let's see the maps. There you are. And welcome everyone then to game number 2 in the set. The players will be playing on the left-hand side. We have Nicov facing MbL, and they're playing with Burgundians and Bohemians, respectively. These two civilizations are very, very standard for this map. And yeah, if you don't get these banned, then you might as well just go for them because they can be so strong. Obviously, Bohemians are actually a very strong civilization regardless of the map. But Bohemians over here are going to be particularly strong. Why? Well, we're going to talk about the bonuses and then I'm going to show you a little bit more of the map. So, what do we get? First off, Nicov playing with Burgundians will get a 50% food discount on eco upgrades and access to eco upgrades 1 inch earlier, right? On top of that, he also gets a 50% discount on stable upgrades as well as a Cavalier upgrade available in the Castle Age. 25% extra attack on gunpowder units, and for the team bonus, he'll have also... Let's check. Yeah, for the team bonus, he'll have also... relics producing food on top of gold. He's facing MbL, who's playing with Bohemians, and MbL will thus get free mining camp upgrades. He'll get a 100 with discount on monasteries, universities, and blacksmiths, as well as sanctity and fervor affecting villagers. They will also get access to hand cannoneer, chemistry, and hand cannoneer in the Castle Age, and 25% extra bonus damage on spearline units. For the team bonus, on the other hand, Bohemians also get 80% faster work in markets. And Nicov's losing the scout to the TC in the castle already. Early on, man. First loss. It's going to be first blood for him, and it's super rough. Did he manage to get all the boars? I think this is the second one, right? Yeah. Okay, so at the very least, he managed to get the boars. Nice. On the right hand side, instead, we see for T90 Chinese, which means that he's going to get 3 extra villages upon starting the game. He's going to have also TCs with 5 extra population support and 5 extra line of sight. Besides that, for T90 Civilization, Chinese will provide 10, 15, and 20% cheaper upgrades to the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. And for the team bonus, we got 10 extra food on farms for free. Taking a look up north, then finally, Capoch playing with Spanish will get villagers who can build stuff 30% faster, 18% faster attacking gunpowder units, as well as no gold cost and blacksmith upgrades. And for the team bonus, trading is going to be 25% better. So why did I say that Burgundians can be so strong over here, especially on this map? Well, we're in the Dark Age. Players are starting to go up to the Feudal Age, right? Everyone's going to try the fast castle. But before they collect any relics, let me show you how many relics we have available on this map. That is not what I tried to click. 22 relics. Just assume that Burgundians are able to get 10 of those relics, alright? That's going to amount to about 12 gold miners and 12 farmers worth of economy, so about 24 or so, 20 plus villagers worth of resources income just from getting relics. So it's very, very strong for Burgundians on this map. If they can collect as many relics as they wish, that's going to give them such a nice eco boost that is going to allow them to go for more military units in a position where other civilizations would have to split their population space between economy and military a lot more carefully, of course. So yeah. Will the Aztecs be amazing here, or Lithuanians? Aztecs would be fantastic over here, yes. I think Burgundians are better, personally, but Aztecs could potentially be an option, and Lithuanians are good. Lithuanians get faster work in monasteries, so they can start getting resources in a little bit easier, right? But any more than 4 relics is not going to make too much of a difference for them in terms of a punching power. It's still going to be good for economy, but besides the extra attack, it's going to be the same as any other civilization. One of the best relic, nothing saves. Both will be better with than Chinese. I agree. I think probably he's playing this as Fortress, maybe. But yeah. Kind of strikes me as a surprise that after showing the maps to MbL, he's decided to go for it. Maybe he didn't realize just how many relics that was available in the map, right? Were available in the map. But yeah. Let's see, Castle Age is coming up already for Up2IMP. Castle Age is on the way for Capoch. It's on the way for Nicov. What about Huns with their atheism? Well, if you're playing Huns over here, you're gonna be playing for weakening your enemy, assuming your enemy gets a good amount of relics. I don't think that'll be good. But you could technically go for it, yes. Let them grab all the relics so that you can punish them by going for atheism. That'd be good though if you could get a good amount of relics yourself, obviously. But if you were, for instance, with Huns against Burgundians, that would be nerfing gold and food income for... Actually, wait a moment. Atheism, does it also nerf food income from relics for Burgundians? Or is it only gold? Because if it's only gold, it's not quite as good, actually. But yeah. MbL Monk have needs that probably. We'll see. Castle Age is already here for T90, and MbL is going to be going there very, very soon. There is a second TC already coming up for T90. And MbL, on the other hand, is about 5 seconds away from the Castle Age. Argentina A is going up on the same economy by the looks of it, but a little bit later. So this is probably because of Loom, I imagine. We don't have Loom, right, for Up2IMP? Yeah, we don't have Loom for Up2IMP, and I think we probably already have for... No, we don't have Loom for Capoch. Might have taken a little bit longer to get the TCs up, maybe, then. That doesn't really make too much sense for Capoch specifically having Spanish. But yeah. Nice picks. Oh, 2 villages down already! He's gonna try to go for the 3rd one, and MbL cannot get the 3rd pick. That's going to be 2 villagers dead already from Capoch. Good job. Starting strong, and they're losing the scout, but already has gotten some scouting information and some good damage done, so it's great. So MbL is going for double monastery. He does have a second TC already up, and the third TC is coming up. Now he does not have Siege Workshop, but of course he can go for bombard cannons in the Castle Age. So the play over here for him seems to be relic collection, I would assume, and then he's gonna try to put some pressure with a 4 Siege Workshop maybe. So maybe one over here will be a good spot for him to go for one, I think. And then he could try to put some pressure up, right? Actually, on the left-hand side would be even better. If he could get the... Yeah, if he could get the Siege Workshop over here, that'd be a little bit better. He wouldn't be facing the castle, and he would be able to start targeting the TC right away. Let me take a look at his point of view to see. Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah, they don't know where the castles are. They don't know where the TCs are. What is he doing with the Double Monastery now? We are going to see. He can put pressure, but he's going to need a forward Siege Workshop. Otherwise, it's going to be only for relics at the very beginning, yeah. It's still good, of course. Once again, it's going to be fantastic for his economy. And yeah, going for 3 TCs over here, pressure would be actually a lot harder to pull off, so... Probably just relics, correct. Yeah, that makes sense. He's getting Fervor, he's getting Sanctity right away. Argentina is coming forward. Alright. Capoch cannot do too much. So far, I think he's been able to get like 2 Chukanus down from T90, but that's about it. Yeah. It's looking a little bit better for Up2IMP in terms of economy. We have 5 TCs versus 4. Until somebody from Up2IMP goes for a 3rd TC. Oh, what am I talking about? Until somebody from Argentina goes for a 3rd TC. And actually both players are going for 3rd TC, so that'll allow them to catch up. Yeah, good pressure for Capoch. He's keeping T90's units back home, which is very important as well. We have some walls coming up already for Nicov. And he's gonna start collecting some relics himself as well. I actually think he might have... What happened over here? Yeah, he's going around, right? Yeah, he's going around. It's fine. The game is going to be pretty stable until we get to the Imperial Age for the most part. I don't think we're going to see too much pressure from the Castle Age. Nice pick though from Capoch, ends up taking the Monk down. And yeah, he loses one Conquistador to the conversion. He loses the other one. That was already worth it for MbL, and good job. So extra monks coming out. He's not going to stop going for monks anytime soon. So doesn't seem like it's going to be only for relics. Sure, he can go for relics, but he's only going to need like 2 monks for that, maybe 3 monks, right? If he's got 6 and he's going for 2 more, it's quite clearly going to be for a push. So I will expect him to go for a 4 Siege Workshop once again. He does not know exactly where to push from. He does not know what the best angle to push from is currently. So he's just going forward with monks and trying to get some extra line of sight maybe. Seems like he's going to try to put pressure against Capoch. Yeah, they're going to pile on Capoch. Use monks to zone conquistadors and use Chukanus to get some villages down maybe. We'll see. There we go. And that's 1 villager down. Starting strong. They have more military. They have more economy compared to Argentina A. Which is remarkable. We have gotten up to the same amount of TCs for Up2IMP as well. So it's the same for both. It shouldn't be possible for Argentina to catch up in villager count anymore. It should be only possible for them to prevent Up2IMP from getting further ahead. Good pressure. Beautiful pressure. From Up2IMP. They're looking strong, guys! You know, it seems kind of surprising. They seem to have gone for the maps without really knowing what the maps were like, but it seems to be working pretty well for them for game number 2. How's the wagon coming out over here from Nicov getting... Sorry, from MbL coming forward. Cannot do too much. Meanwhile, Nico's going for Custodia already. Beautiful. Let's take a look to see how many relics we have for each player. So we have 11 relics total for Argentina A. We have only 2 relics for MbL, right? So that's going to be a difference of 9 relics, which is going to be worth about 11 villagers of resources, worth of income, so to say. So I would say this villager lead is not quite as impactful for Up2IMP as it would seem on first sight. I would say they are still ahead, obviously, but probably more like by like 4 villagers worth of actual economy or so. Then there's also the fact that Nikov's got, of all people, Nikov's got wheelbarrow faster than anybody else actually. So I would say economy is actually pretty close, which is very interesting to say. Forecast is coming out for T90, but Imperial Age is already on the way for Nicov. MbL seems like he should be able to click up to the Imperial Age very soon as well. Yeah, and these monks are beautiful. They are not taking TCs down alongside Magnus, but they are zoning the Conquistadors out, and they are protecting these two canoes. So far, it's working really well. Custilier Conquistadors cannot approach the monks, or else they risk running into the other team. And beautiful quick balls coming up for MbL as well. Nice. Barracks on the way, so you can go for Halberdier once it gets to the Imperial Age, and it's looking great. So far, so good for Up2IMP. We'll see if they can keep momentum. They can keep on putting pressure. With Nicov going out to the Imperial Age a little bit faster compared to MbL, especially with this castle being from T90, Nicov should be able to take the castle down and push T90 away. So I think Capoch is going to be fine. As long as he can prevent taking too much damage over there, he's going to be okay. Now that the village count's about the same for both teams too, the extra relics are coming quite clutch for Argentina. They've collected 1 extra relic, as a matter of fact. So yeah. Beautiful. Nice pressure from T90 still. So many monks. So many monks, and we have so many Custilier, we have so many Chu canoes. It's fantastic to see. This map has been really entertaining to watch. Even though it's semi-closed, it's still allowed for some aggression fairly early on, you know, early in the castle age, which is much earlier in this map compared to most other maps. And yeah, there's also the fact that you do get a chance for late games because of all the defenses you already start with, or the walls anyway. But that's pretty good. In the end, these Conquistadors from Capoch are getting cleaned up. Many of these monks are going down. MbL's not taking care of the units at all, but he did end up pushing Capoch away, which is already going to be good, I think. Meanwhile, up north. Oh, the Chukanu from T90 got cleaned up. Let's go back 30 seconds and catch this up once again. Beautiful surround coming in for Nicov. Fantastic. Fantastic surround. Let's catch up. There we go. So, as expected, Nicov's the first player to go for Trebuchet, sorry, as T90 is not in the Imperial Age installed just yet, right? Big trouble for Argentina A currently is Capoch's position. Up2IMP might not be ahead in economy anymore, but they are going to have 2 players in the Imperial Age compared to only 1, so Nico's gonna have to buy Capoch some time so that Capoch can bounce back into the game. Capoch on the other hand is trying to go for a 4 castle. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to do it. I think he should. He's got some Conquistadors coming out and he's going forward, right? Should be able to go out to the Imperial Age very soon as well, but yeah, pretty good defense for Nicov over here. There you are. Yeah, good defense for Capoch. He's bringing a few extra Conquistadors over to defend against Yukonus and Hansa wagons. Nicov's bringing the Custilier as well. But yeah, this castle, by the way, has been just so expensive for T90 to keep up. It's ridiculous. He's kept it up for like 3 minutes already, You take a look at his resources and T90 is just bleeding stone. So yeah, Argentina were able to catch up and they're starting to... Yeah, they are starting to pull a little lead right now. These villages are going down for T90 for sure. Yes, sir. Getting one shot by the Custilier right away. Now we'll see a push coming forward with all these trebuchets from Nicov, Custilier, Conquistadors as well. They'll be going up against the Halberdier and 2 canoes from Up2IMP. But we have all the tools for Argentina A to work towards pushing back against Up2IMP. Especially now that Capoch is gonna get finally to the Imperial Age himself. They'll be catching up for technology. On the left-hand side, there is a second castle coming up for Nicov. Wait for, for the Hubnitsa. Well, I mean, MbL's been there for a while, right? He is going for it now. So it seems like it's going to be Halberdier and Hubnitsa for him. And he'll be relying on T90 to provide Chukanu. But after losing the castle, that's been actually much worse for T90 than it would seem originally. Because with that castle, he had a 50% stronger production potential compared to what he's got right now to work with. So yeah. Oh, wait. Capoch! He lost it! Let's go back. Resources? I think he lost it. Yeah. Castle was only 181 HP. Yeah, so the bombard cannon ends up taking the castle down. Take a look at this. Stone for Capoch, 582, and it stays like that. Oh, man, he was just trying to go for it, and he couldn't get away with it. Oh, boy. To see how Argentina A can counter Bohemian House right now. Yeah, Halberdier, Chukanu, and Hubnitsa. I guess the Conquistador is going to be the best shot at it, but with Chukanu's over here, plus potential for monks once again if MbL wants to go for it. It's kind of rough. But yeah, we'll see. Left hand side, Nika's putting a lot of pressure against MbL though. Yeah, this is a big issue. If MbL wants to provide support to T90 on the right hand side, he kinda lets his base go a little bit. That's one castle going down already, right? And the Custilier coming over. So the villager lead that we have for Argentina A is probably going to keep on expanding a little bit. MbL is forcing to send in all the Halberdier back, but that means that he does not have too much to push with alongside MbL, right? And Capoch could potentially be able to clean these up. Now the Conquistadors only. But yeah, Nico's certainly doing a really good job against MbL. Here he comes once again. That's a lot of villages exposed. From MbL. Nico's coming forward. Do these Custilier already have their charges? They do. But it's still 25% extra bonus damage from these Halberdiers, so... Even with the charge attack, I guess even with a hill advantage, that would still be pretty rough for the Custilier. There's pressure for T90 against Capoch. Argentina A still retains the score lead. Just very interesting to see how, you know, given how this game was looking like in the Castle Age. And it's kind of looking like two 1v1s in a sense. The difference that T90 seems to be doing a lot better against Capoch than Nicov was doing against MbL. Yeah, there's no more pressure from Nico over here anymore. And if he's going to be left in a 1v1 against MbL, this is not going to be the best kind of unit to go for against what MbL's got available to play with, right? Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, yeah, sure. T90 is going to defend with 2 canoes. No problem. See a castle going down. The king? Where is the king, actually? Oh, the king's right there! Capoch has not realized... With this castle coming up! Guys! I think Capoch is going to lose the king to the castle. It's not enough range, but here come the Chico News, and guys, that's gonna be Capoch getting... There we go! Defeated with a king snipe. Regicide. For you right here. Yeah. And Nicov cannot do too much over here anymore. I mean, he does have a scary amount of Custilier, but the Capoch's units are going to be sitting idle here. And oh boy, feels bad for Capoch. GG soon? It's gotta be, right? There's no way that Nicov will be able to take this game on his own. He's close to 200 population, yes. He's got a lot of Custilier, yes. For these guys, we already have all the upgrades. Play Bard and Armor, Blast Furnace, as well as Elite Custilier, sure. But he's up against 2 players. MbL on his own is close to 200 population as well, and then he's got T90 to play with as well. So he's gotta keep on trying. He's putting pressure. He's been able to do a lot of damage for sure. But yeah. Where are the kings from Up2IMP? So let's take a look. We don't have any castles left. We do have a castle left over here, but the king's not there. I imagine it's probably in a TC. Yeah, I guess Nicov, if he just tries to play for the king snipe, he might be able to get something done over here, but I'm not really sure where the king is. Probably inside one of T90's castles. Yeah. They're both inside T90's castle. Show Hufnitsa, please. We don't have Hufnitsa. We have only one bombard cannon from MbL. Still has a village elite. Yeah, but this is half of this is idle because it belongs to Capoch. Kings can garrison on these neutral towers. I don't think they can. Man, that's a lot of Custilier, and he keeps on pumping more. He's got 5 castles to produce Custilier with. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, there is not too much from MbL over here that... I mean, the king is not around here, right? So even if Nicov is able to take on MbL, he won't be able to snipe the king, and without sniping the king, it's still going to be a 2v1 or a 1v2 for Nikov's point of view. Yeah, it's gotta be careful, man, you know? But Burgundians, he gets 75% higher attack and gunpowder units, so he could potentially go for hand cannoneer, say, right? But he's not going for it, just going for full Custilier. Seems to be working for the time being. He's just trying to go for the power play, but it runs out of steam, guys. Nicov gets cleaned up over here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him call the GG right away. Basically, after you use the charge of the Custilier, they are not anywhere near as strong anymore, and yeah, Chukanu over here are already enough to pick up the remaining Custilier after the Halberdier already weakened them. And T90 still left on the right hand side, could potentially put pressure against Nicov from here, and that's going to leave the Argentina team in a pretty precarious position, of course. And by the Argentina team, I mean Nicov alone. So I'm pretty curious, guys. Anybody who's from Argentina right now, were you watching Capoch's point of view? I'm pretty curious as to what that looked like. That will be that'd be interesting. 1v1 he could have won, 2v1 no. Yeah, I completely agree. He was putting great pressure against MbL, yes. Yeah, but they couldn't do too much. There are no kings over here, mister. Yeah, it's gotta take the castles. We have still 4 trebuchets left for Nicov. Yeah, but they're left kind of far away. MbL no TC. He does have 2 TCs towards the south. You can see it over here on the minimap. But yeah, I guess he had the king in the castle and then a garrison all units from there. I think the castle actually got taken down by T90. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, even if that was not the case, if he just ungarrisoned everything, that can also happen. That is also how we guys saw. Remember White Wolf Palace B? Lose the qualifiers, they lost the king. Because I think the players probably forget that it's regicide after a certain point, right? You're just playing normal. But yeah. Nicov keeps on coming over. He's got some monks into the mix right now. Still have only bombard cannons for MbL, no Hufnitsa. And check this out! Finally, Up2IMP is getting a hidden score. What is that, like 5 minutes after Argentina A was left on 1 player? But yeah. Beautiful. Chicanews plus Halberdier over here should be able to take care of the Custodier again, and it's just been a big struggle. It's impossible for Nicov to keep on pushing through. He's just giving it his all, right? But I think this is probably time to call it. He's gonna go for a siege workshop, sure, but he doesn't have trebuchets anymore. You take a look at his economy. He does not have any gold miners, right? So he cannot even go for more trebuchets. And very likely he wouldn't be able to go for too many Custodier anymore either. You can see that he does not have any unit skill up at all. So this should be over. I'm not really sure why Nicov's not calling it, given that he's got no economy to keep on pushing with. This just seems like it's a lost cause, so to say. So Up2IMP should very soon be, there we go, getting game number 2 to equalize the series, and yeah, we'll see one of Argentina A's home maps for game number 3 then. So let's go back. We're gonna see for military then. A better than 3-to-2 KD ratio for Nicov. We're gonna see a better than 1-to-1 KD ratio for Capoch. In the end of the game, of course, T90 and MbL struggled, but it didn't matter. In the end, they were 2v1. I guess if maybe Capoch was able to survive a little bit longer, they might have been able to come back. All the pressure that Nicov was putting on the left-hand side that kind of forced T90 to bring his own Chicanews over to the left to defend might have allowed actually Capoch to start pushing T90 back and potentially push T90 back home. But yeah, in a 1v2 position, it's just not possible for Nicov to clutch this one up. So what do we see for economy? It was looking better for Argentina A until Capoch got defeated. And then for society, it was also looking better for Argentina 8. Of course, the moment that Capoch gets defeated, it's going to be in a 1v2 position. Nicov's villagers, the only ones that are relevant in the game. Game number 3. So, welcome everyone! The first game of... yeah, the third game of the series. For civilizations, then over here we're going to see Nicov and Capoch playing on the left-hand side with Portuguese and Vikings. On the right-hand side, instead, we'll see MbL playing with Vikings and T90 playing with Portuguese as well. So we have the same matchups, basically mirror matchup over here, and that's going to leave us with only 2 civilizations to talk about and to introduce. So taking a look at Nicov's civilization first, and thus T90's as well. He'll get a 20% gold discount on military units with Portuguese. Their upgrades get researched 30% faster, and on top of that, they get 10% extra HP on Navy units, as well as access to Feitoria in the Imperial Age. For the team bonus, Portuguese will also provide shared vision from the get-go without needing to go for the market. And Vikings, on the other hand, they will get 15, 20, and 20% cheaper Navy units in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. On top of that, we'll get for Vikings, we'll get Wheelbarrow, Handcart for free. We'll see for Vikings 20% extra HP on infantry units, and for the team bonus, they'll provide a 15% discount on ducks, which makes going for water a little bit smoother. This is a beautiful map, and you just gotta, you know, hats off to the map caster for this one. With so many of the other maps from the tournament, but this is such a well-made one. I always say this whenever I take a look at this map, but the moment we see villagers go for ducks, you're just going to see how beautiful it can look. It certainly seems like you could just take a random screenshot on this map and just share it as part of the game marketing material. But yeah. Who's going for the duck first? It seems like Nikov's thinking of it. Well, he's scouting. On the right-hand side... yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody's trying to go up just yet. At all. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna have to wait for a little bit. What can we expect over here? Well, with both civilizations, or both teams having the same civilizations, we should expect to see full water in the Feudal Age. And most likely not too much in terms of land aggression, which is kind of a shame in a sense. We have seen already how land aggression can actually be really, really strong. And we saw that as early as the previous set that we cast before this one, between Dragon in Bear's Shadow and White Wolf Palace B. And we have seen it during the qualifiers as well. It's not all about the water necessarily. There we go, Capoch is collecting fish. And yeah, MbL should be able to start collecting from here as well. Beautiful. Yeah, and the duck's coming out for Nicov as well. So everybody's going for water already. And this is what I was saying. I mean, come on. You take a look at this and you tell me it's not... It doesn't look beautiful. Let's hide the user interface. Check this out. It's fantastic. It's so peaceful. If you go from side to side as well. It could potentially go a little bit slower than that. T90 missing his boar? Yeah, he's not found it. I think he's been pushing deer though, so it wouldn't be too bad. Let's take a look at the scouting information. Oh man, they're so close. He missed it just by 2 tiles. Rip. There we go. Players should be on the way to the fuel H. Yes, sir. MbL and Nicov going up a little bit sooner. Beautiful. Fuel H is on the way for Capoch, the last player to click up, and everyone's gonna be there very soon. A little bit of a stronger economy for Argentina A. Just barely, a little bit. Do have 1 extra fishing ship, 2 extra fishing ships for them, and yeah, 1 extra villager, so that's pretty nice. Did T90 ever find the boar? Oh yeah, he did. Hey, there we go. I wouldn't be surprised if he thought that he got lamed before, but yeah. I don't think anybody else was missing the boar, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Everybody seems to hop out on the second one. That's kind of rough for T90, sorry, for sure. And for Up2IMP, of course, in general. Nice pick. MbL does take Capoch Scout though, so at the very least they do have that going for them on land. So there are 2 docks already up for Capoch. We have 2 over here for Nicov as well. We take a look at Up2IMP, and that's going to be 2 and 2. It's good. Because of a little head start to the fuel H, Up2IMP is probably going to be able to get a few extra units out, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Over here, once again, you do have to go for standard galleys, and both players will go for standard galleys. Actually, all 4 players will go for standard galleys. Because the lake is so big, and the docks are so far apart, you actually do get enough time to mass a good amount of standard galleys that you should be able to counter fire galleys with these, which means that if you go for fire galleys, you're probably not really going to be able to do too much damage anyway, and just going for standard galleys, which is a more scalable unit, is going to be the way to go, and thus we see everybody going for the same. So far, very, very similar military, 6-5 in favor of Up2IMP, and yeah, that's about it for the time being. There's a 3rd dock coming up for T90, which is great. Let's take a look at Nicov to see if he's going for a 3rd dock himself. Yes, sir! How about MbL versus Capoch? We have 3 for MbL. And for Capoch, we have the 3rd one only now coming up, but he's got the villager fishing! There we go. Only now going for it. This could be rough. This could be rough. Up2IMP might be able to end up coming out on top on water. This will be a huge, huge game if Up2IMP can take it from Argentina A. They are, after all, Argentina A are, after all, a direct qualifier, or a directly qualified team over here, because of their very, very high seed. So, yeah, this would be very interesting if Up2IMP could actually clutch it up and get ahead in the series. We had a pretty similar situation earlier today as well. But let's check. Nice. There we go. I could watch Galley Micro all day. I'll imagine some people will not be too happy about that. About watching Galley Micro all day, not about you liking to watch Galley Micro all day, of course. Beautiful picks from MbL. Taking all the fishing ships down. Nico does not have a water economy to speak of anymore. Yeah, they're trying to go forward. They're going straight into MbL space too. There we go. Oh yeah, baby. That's going to be all these fishing ships going down as well. So instant retaliation against MbL. There you are. It's funny that some galleys come back from T90 and MbL towards MbL's base. They are kind of getting caught off guard. At the very least, MbL, he's got two galleys over here he cannot really work with, and he cannot group them up with the rest of the galleys anymore. So overall, military counts looking a little bit better for Argentina because of it. Very good teamwork overall. Now, Up2IMP still looking a little bit stronger. They do have a higher score, but just barely. And Argentina seem like they should be able to start coming back over here. Same fishing ship count for both, same villager count for both teams. Looking pretty darn good. Very, very even. For the most part. There we go. Yeah, man, this is really good for Argentina. MbL's completely out of position over here. He's gone out on his own, and he does not have support from T90. T90's got a good amount of galleys, but of course he cannot really engage against both Nicov and Capoch anymore. It's simply not going to be possible. Beautiful. Good teamwork for Argentina. Fantastic synergy. Yes. Castelli is on the way now for Capoch as well, and Castelli should be on the way for Nicov. Probably the next 2 minutes or so. Meanwhile, MbL will be the first one to go up to the castle edge, sorry, from Up2IMP. And T90 doesn't seem to be particularly close. And guys, T90 is about to get cleaned up. And as they did not try to go for a land push at all, getting pushed away from water in the end over here is going to leave Up2IMP in a very precarious spot. With Argentina A getting full water control, having a much stronger economy to work with, and also having the ability to go up to the castle edge faster. There's not a whole lot in terms of options over here for Up2IMP, other than just trying to go up to the castle edge and go for extra TCs. Maybe try to take the water back in the Imperial Age, but that'd be so awkward. Especially they would fall behind in economy very much so as well, because of both Argentinian players already going up to the castle age. Yeah, it wouldn't be possible for them to keep up with military or with economy. I guess some sort of all-in kind of push, land push, could potentially, yeah, bring the game back for them, but it's very, very rough position for sure already. There we go. Yeah. T90 and MbL cannot do too much over here anymore. Good picks. Beautiful. Ideally, they want to take the docks down too, so it's not possible for Up2IMP to come back. MbL's got 5 docks over there. It's about to get to the castle age, and we have 4 docks over here for T90. But yeah, of course, Capoch is in the castle age already, so he can go for blocking arrow, he can go for war galley. And in just about 40 seconds or so, Nico's going to get to the castle age as well, so it's going to be 2 players with war galleys versus only 1 player. As a matter of fact, MbL isn't even going for it right now. Double Huang? That'd be something for sure. I don't know how well that would work, but I would like to see something like that. Sounds fun. There we go. War galley upgrades coming up for Nicov and Capoch at the same time. Simul upgrade! Our guy is about to finish researching for MbL, and he's got it, boy! How many world goddess do we have for him to work with? He's got 11 total, and over here from Capoch alone, we have 19. Actually, make that 20. So, yeah, I don't think this is possible for MbL to fight against at all. I'll get pushed away from here. Ballistics coming up, doesn't make a difference? Probably not. We don't really have too much space to work with over here, so the GG does come. It's 22 minutes into the game, fairly quick game. After losing full water control over here, Up2IMP ends up calling the GG, and Argentina A does end up taking game number 3, so getting the lead in the series once again, 2-1. Taking a look at the achievements then one more time, we'll see for military a nice KD for Nicov. It's going to be about 7-4 if I'm not mistaken. What am I talking about? That is not 7-4, that's going to be more like, I guess 11-12, right? Oh, yeah, kind of close. Capoch on the other hand ends up getting a very close to 3-2 KD ratio. For economy, on the other hand, it's looking much stronger for Argentina A, or at the very least, it's looking better for them. And for society, it was also looking very, very good for Argentina A over here as well. So let's go back and wait for game number 4. All right, and let's enable. There we go for game number 4. You have 5 minutes, guys, and welcome everyone then to the first. What am I talking about? To the 4th game of the series. Let's take a look at the matchups then. Up North, Nicov and T90 playing with Magyars and Franks respectively. We'll be getting different bonuses. Starting with Nicov Civilization, he's gonna have a 15% discount on scalp production, as well as free forging, iron casting, and blast furnet. Then on top of that, there we go. On top of that, we're going to see for Magyars also for the team bonus 2 extra line of sight on foot archer units. T90 playing with Franks instead will get free farm upgrades as well as 20% extra HP on stable units. On top of that, we'll also see 25% cheaper castles, 15% faster working foragers, and for the team bonus, it's going to be 2 extra line of sight on nightline units. One thing I did not mention for Magyars is the villager's ability to take down predators with 1 strike only. And yeah, what do we get down south over here? It's going to be Capoch playing with Mayans versus MbL playing with Aztecs, so 2 American civilizations. For Capoch then, he's going to begin with less resources, 50 less food, but he does get 1 extra villager upon starting the game. And then on top of that, we'll see also for Capoch 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the field of Castle and Imperial Ages. Besides that, we'll see for the team bonus a discount on walls for Mayans and Aztecs. Finally, they will begin with 50 extra gold upon starting the game. They get 11% faster training military units, except for monks. Monks instead will get 5 extra HP for each monastery that gets researched. Each monastery upgrade that gets researched. For Aztecs, we also have villagers can carry 3 extra resources per trip. And for the team bonus, relics will generate 33% extra gold compared to standard civilizations. So yeah. Last game was ridiculous. The T90 and MbL kept building water units when the other are 15 ahead. Why not just go land and let the other team have all useless pop space and water? There are a couple of reasons. I did talk about the potential for them to go for a land push, but it was going to be rough. For Navy to become wasted population space, it only is an issue once you get to 200 population. Otherwise, that doesn't really make much of a difference. Beautiful, right? And then there's also the fact that they do not necessarily know how many military units the other team has, because we have all vision and we have all the stats over here at hand. We can see everything, but they might not have known exactly how far ahead Argentina A was. Oh, check this out though. You know, this is coming forward already. Dude, this is right next to Nicov's mill. Nicov knows about this, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. This map similar to Land Madness? Yeah, kind of it. Kind of it. A little bit. with the difference that it's even less forgiving because you have one stripe of ice right next to the wood. You cannot even protect lumberjacks locally with quick walls at all. It's just not possible. At the very least, not early on. You have to actually clear a couple tiles over here before you can actually go for the quick walls. So yeah, it's very good to see T90 coming for this. We saw in the previous series strats like this. Drush pushes are very, very hard to stop on this map. Well done. Well defended for Nicov though. MbL. Let's take a look down south. Is trying to go for the same kind of push against Capoch. Oh boy! We have a double militia push from Up2IMP. Yeah, Blackadder, I know that he streams the tournament himself as well, and usually when we have these kind of simultaneous series going on, you're going to have the choice to go for either one, right? I have already posted the first game from Up2IMP versus Argentina A for anybody who might be casting Professor and his Muppet versus Sleepies and wants to continue casting this one with Rex afterwards. And what we're going to do is after this game, actually after this series is over, we will be taking a look at Professor and his Muppet versus Sleepies using record games as well. So I'm going to cast all the series. It's going to be in a different order. If you would like to watch it live, Blackadder is going to be providing coverage, yes. For a house, for everything. This is really, really interesting to see from both these players. And actually, MbL gets away with pushing Capoch away from resources. Capoch is forced into straggler trees, which is not ideal. It's going to run out very soon, of course. He's going to have only 200 wood left or so to collect from. And MbL can keep on roaming around as well. Like, he could potentially go over to the right-hand side and push these villages away from wood as well. Meanwhile, T90 on the other hand will. He still has militias, but he's not been quite as successful as MbL in pushing Nicov's workers away from resources. So Nicov's defense over here has been fantastic. Now that everybody's getting to the FULH except for... Okay, there we go. T90 is getting to the FULH. We are still missing MbL though. Players can start going for defensive towers. Now, defensive towers make it significantly trickier for militias to work out on their own. We take a look at Eco KD is 0-0, which is ridiculous thinking of how many units they have gone for so far. And nobody's been able to get a single villager down just yet. MbL didn't know anything about this map, thought it was like Black Forest, so improvisation, yep. Imagine preparing for the tournament you signed up for. Imagine taking a quick look at the map guide the tournament host has put countless hours into so that the players don't even have to generate the map in the scenario editor. But yeah, just not salty, not salty at all. Just disappointed. In all seriousness though, it's actually working pretty well. MbL's been able to push Capoch away from resources, which is great. And now actually T90 is bringing the units over to Capoch's base as well, so that's going to be one villager going down finally for Capoch. To T90's units, no less. These are Minotaurs right now, so they're significantly stronger. Might be improvised, but this push is... yeah. It's just great. Lightly seasoned. Beautiful. There we go. Yeah, they get pushed away by Spearman. Yeah, but the units were very low HP, so it makes sense. Yeah, it's actually working pretty well for the Spearman. T90 is getting a lot of idle TC time. This is very reminiscent of game number 1 as well. When the games become this hectic, once again, the difference over here between a top 100 player and a top 50 player, or top 25 player, such as Nicov+Capoch and MbL, versus top 100 for T90, right? T90 is insanely good. He's a top 1% player. But yeah, when it comes to this, the difference is going to be what usually allows even higher level players to keep up with this kind of game much better. And yes, we do have a lot of ILTs down over here for Capoch, but he's been under pressure from 2 players. T90 on the other hand, I don't think his economy was under pressure at all, right? I don't think so. This is exactly the kind of practice that's going to allow a player like T90 to catch up slowly but surely to the rest of the pack, right? So it's good. He might be struggling right now, but the more he does this, the less he's going to struggle and the more he's going to be able to keep up with everybody else, which is great for him. And there we go. Villager could go down for Nicov. Yes, sir. So far, 3-1 Nicov KD in favor of Up2IMP. This is about the time I would like to see a defensive tower for Nicov. Can potentially defend the Lumberjacks over here with 1 tower and just go for a few palaces around it. Yeah, there we go. He's going for it now, but it feels like it's a little bit of a slow reaction. TND has already been getting some villagers over here. Has been able to take the scout down as well, and that's another villager. Eventually healing that, losing all these archers, but he's already done good damage, man. This is great for T90. He's taken 6 villagers down so far. The right hand side. MbL defends himself against Capoch's push. And yeah, on the left doesn't seem like... Yeah, like there's too much pressure against Capoch anymore. So with the green player stabilizing over here, it could be a good position for Argentina to start catching back up as well. So what can we see over here? Last time that we saw this map, what was very strong was Drush into Men at Arms, the same thing that we have seen over here. But of course, you can also go for Scouts. Scouts are going to be very strong. They're going to be super mobile as well. So I think it's probably going to be the more valuable unit. Well, you can have range damage from the archers. They are not quite as mobile. So if you get caught in an awkward position with archers, you cannot bail from there. With Scouts, that's not going to be the case. And because you cannot wall, Scouts are actually still going to be very, very strong. Especially we have Nicov playing with Magyars, right? I'll be expecting him to be the one going for Scouts, but it's not been the case. He will go out to the castle edge faster compared to anybody else though, and Capoch is bringing a bunch of archers over to T90's base. And boy oh boy, this could be really good for Capoch. He's already taken a few villages down, he's going for more. And he's reacting with a contingency tower over here, but he cannot garrison everything, so Capoch plays his cards right over here, might be able to get a few extra villager picks, and just like that, in the turn of 30 seconds, T90 was ahead 6-0 KD, and now it's going to be 6-6, so 1-to-1 KD ratio, equal KD ratio. And Argentina are catching up. Given the fact that Nicov is already on his way to the Castle Age, and that they are only behind by 3 villagers, I would say this is about the same economy for both teams already. That was an incredible catch-up from Capoch. So once we get to the Castle Age, I really would prefer for Nicov to start going for Knights. He's not been training any more archers, and he does have a stable over here. So yeah, ideally this is what he's gonna commit to. He's going for a second stable by the looks of it as well. Actually, he probably already went for it. So we have 1, 2 stables. Beautiful stuff. Meanwhile, down south, MbL is bringing Eagle Scouts and archers over to Capoch's base, and Capoch. And Capoch's got some archers coming out. I think he should be able to hold on just fine. It's going to become an issue once MbL gets to the Castle Age and he's able to upgrade these to crossbows. He's able to upgrade to Eagle Warriors, of course. Yeah, but for the moment, he should be able to hold on though, at the very least. On paper. Mayan doubles in a villager over there. Probably. Not even that. Yeah, he saves the villagers. And it's gonna be fine, but it's very important over here to have correct timing. So Nicov is going for Knights right away. He's got 2 and he's got 2 more coming out. This I like to see. He's sending all the Knights down south. Because Capoch is under so much harassment. He could have gone forward, and I'm very sure, 99% sure, that Nicov would have been able to get a bunch of villages down from T90. I would say probably 4 at the very least. But bringing the Knights over to Capoch's base means that he can provide support to Capoch, clean these units up, and if he can prevent MbL from clinging to these units until he gets to the castle age, right? By the time he gets to the castle age, he's not going to have any army to upgrade anymore. So this is really good for Nicov. I really like this push. Fortnite's coming over here, and MbL's going for a defensive tower inside Capoch's base. But here come the knights, and the villagers are going down regardless. And that's a great couple picks over here. Still not gonna push the wave from the tower, right? By the tower, but we should see a couple extra knights coming over. He's got 6 already and 2 more on the way. Yeah. He won't be able to clean the units from MbL up anymore. That was an incredible reaction from the yellow player. Now he can go forward, and I still think he should be able to get some good damage done. Capoch got all his military units forward as well, and even though he's not getting to the castle age anytime soon, he might still be able to put some pressure against T90. Castle age is on the way for the red player, not so much for the green player. And yeah, you can take a look at resources, sure. You can also see resources for food and gold at the very top, and it's not going to have stone, right? And I imagine you're thinking of castle drops, potentially. We do have some stone miners, yes, for Capoch and for MbL. There we are. Beautiful. This is what I'm talking about. You have so much damage potential with these units from the get-go. It's amazing. It's going back. Of course, it's not possible for MbL to defend his villagers over here. He could go for some quick walls, but he wouldn't be able to keep on collecting resources. Oh man, that was rough. He almost gets another villager. Might be able to get one over here. Yeah. He'll most likely end up getting cleaned up, but he got some picks, which is good. Meanwhile, MbL keeps on roaming around. Capoch is struggling to defend themselves. Going to end up losing a villager for sure. We have only 1 crossman over there. 2 crossmen actually for MbL to work with, so it's not the highest damage army. That's about it. This is good though. MbL stopped paying attention, so defensive tower forward doesn't matter too much, and all the villagers go down. It's incredible to see how Argentina A has been able to hold on against all this pressure against Capoch. Capoch is gonna get to the castle age very soon. They have a stronger economy compared to Up2IMP. They have a lower military count, but I would say the military value is higher for them, as you can see in the very thin bar at the very top. But yeah, man. It's pretty good. Yeah, the tower is most likely going down. Military difference is skirmishers? Yeah. Yeah. Skirmishers, we have spearmen, right? It's not the best. For sure. Yeah, it's only a matter of time until Argentina is able to push Up2IMP away from their side of the map. What I'm slightly concerned about for Capoch though is MbL's stone count. MbL has gotten enough resources to go for a 30C, which is going to allow him to get ahead in economy, right? And potentially it's going to allow Up2IMP to catch up in villager count, but with the stone that's coming up from MbL, it seems like we are going to see a castle drop coming up very soon. That is not something that Capoch will be able to defend very easily against, so that's my main point of concern, so to say, for Argentina. Meanwhile, both Argentinian players are... Yeah, and neither of them is collecting stone quite as heavily. Thank you for all the follows, guys. Everybody coming to the stream for the first time. Hope you're enjoying so far. Yeah. Beautiful. Nice picks over here from MbL. Taking a few villages down, should be able to take the knight down as well. And we will need a defensive siege workshop. That'd be so good. I'm kind of surprised that we still don't have one for Capoch. Yeah, he doesn't have a siege workshop at all. But he's been taking a lot of damage from crossbow, so I think that'll be a good enough defense for him. Counter push coming out from Argentina A as well. A lot of knights over here from Nicov. A lot of crosses over here for Capoch. He's been struggling to defend himself back home because of all the crosses being forward, of course. But yeah. Seems like MbL cannot approach this area anymore. Capoch is getting a second wave of units ready to defend himself with as well, which is good. I feel like the siege workshop probably would have been a little bit cheaper and a little bit easier to defend, but it's alright. With the 30C MbL went for, you can see a very nice villager count for them. They were able to catch up to Argentina. Meanwhile, now that Nicov's going for the 30C, they should be able to keep up with villager production in any case. Here comes the forward castle that I was expecting to see. As doubt smiles upon us. We'll see if the castle ends up coming up or not. There's a bunch of crossbows over here for Capoch. Let's check. 14 versus how many do we have for MbL? MbL's got 11, but he does have the hill advantage. However, Capoch's got ballistics! And MbL does, then this could be a down castle, guys! Here come the knights from Nicov! As MbL's pushing those crosses away, he should be able to take on the villagers, right? It's a struggle. He does not have too many crosses anymore. Dude, this is... He's bringing all the extra crosses back as well. I think he should be able to net this one. That's going to be a down castle, and that's just an amazing defense for Argentina A. Well done. Well done. There's a defensive tower over here, still with 5 villagers. I'm not the biggest fan of Capoch bailing with these archers. Especially going out in the open, right? But yeah. T90 on the other hand keeps on trying to put pressure up. He's got some knights coming into Nicov's base. And with Argentina A, they still hold on to their score lead. Population is a little bit higher for Up2IMP, both in military and economy. That might not be the case for very long though. MbL does not have any defense over here. That seems to be the main difference. What we have seen in the last 5 minutes or so, it's mostly MbL and T90 putting a lot of pressure, but they do not really have the means to defend themselves against the counter-strike. Meanwhile, the other way around, that was not the case at all. Like, Capoch always had enough units over here to defend himself with, right? He's bringing a few extra crossbows to try and deny this castle. Yeah. And we have enough knights over here for Nicov to defend himself against T90's push. Not so much the other way around. Slutty! Dude! Didn't I just share my sub yesterday? You subscribe, but you did not share the sub, I think. So the alert's only coming up now. But thank you so much. It's appreciated, of course. And 21 months! Close to 2 years already. Nice. Always nice to see. 40C coming up for Nicov. 50C already up for MbL. The castle does end up coming out in the end, though. Yeah, an additional TC's coming up for Up2IMP. Very, very close game so far. Still a lot of extra military units for Up2IMP. They have gotten the score lead right now. Game is looking a little bit better for them, but yes. So the reason I have a map scripting command is because all of these tournaments have had incredible maps brought by the community, right? We have had World Desert Championship, we have had Return of the Clans, you know, there is Terra Nova as well. So I thought, hey, you know, maybe it's a good idea to start promoting map scripting to the community at large a little bit more, so people can be more involved in creating maps. Would you like to see a map of your own being featured in an A tier, in an S tier tournament, guys? I would certainly like to have a map of my own feature in an Age of Empires tournament. So yeah, if you ever thought about getting into map scripting, that's the best place to start. I'm pretty sure any future tournaments this year most likely will feature map contests as well. So yeah, keep going, guys. Coyote, the guy responsible for many of the maps in this tournament and also responsible for Tenochtitlan, for Terra Nova 1v1 and 2v2 editions, and many of the maps from World Desert Championship as well. He only started scripting back in 2020, I think. And he was already able to produce maps from for the World Desert Championship, if I'm not mistaken, so it does not take that long. Yeah. Good defense for Capoch. Good defense for Nicov. Couldn't up all the crosses from MbL. Our T90 though, he's unleashing hell. And Nicov's base up north. A lot of knights coming over. There you are. Forecast coming out for T90. Dude, I cannot believe Up2IMP might actually end up taking this game without knowing what the map was like before jumping into the game. This improvised strat seemed to be very strong. And yeah, I don't think T90 is going to struggle to get the castle up at all. He's got so many knights over here. Even if he ended up losing the engagement, which I don't think is going to happen because of the hill advantage he's got to work with. I mean, yeah, he can still get the castle up for sure. So this puts Up2IMP in a great position. Hey Mika, beware before you start. Maps like to spawn different than you implement them. Don't scare my viewers away, man. You just gotta encourage everyone. Just gotta say it's a piece of cake, and then you just let them find out that it's actually hell. But yeah, Mika actually he won with one submission for the map contest for this tournament, and his map got selected for the Oceania region, which you are going to see during the third week of the group stage. The Waipo Namu or something like that. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, sorry. But yeah, it's a pretty good one. Guess it gets taken down by Capoch. Or from Capoch, right? By the castle over there. We have only 2 TCs left. 2 castles left though, in any case, so he should be able to defend whatever he's got left of his economy, but Up2IMP looking good. Especially with MbL hitting the Imperial significantly faster compared to everybody else. This is going to put Up2IMP in a pretty good position once MbL gets access to Elite Eagle Warrior, right? He's going for an Eagle switch right now. He's going for the Eagle Warrior upgrade. Let's see how many barracks he's got to work with. Yeah, fight's going to be good. That's GG right there, guys! Imp to GG. Up2IMP ends up taking game number 4 in unbelievable, believe it or not, Up2IMP tied up 2-2 against Argentina A, a much higher seeded team. And yeah, what a way to clutch it up. Incredible performance from Up2IMP, and I was not expecting this to be a good game for them after you guys told me that they didn't know what the map was like before the game started, but this improvised all-in Dark Age push actually seemed to work out pretty well. Wow, well played. So, what do we get? Very nice KD actually, both for MbL and T90. They are both going to be better than 1-to-1 KD ratios, with T90 getting very, very close to 4-to-3. Well, for economy, on the other hand, we do have a stronger than 50% resources collection over here total for Up2IMP, which is great. And for society, we did have extra villages for Argentina A towards the end of the game, but they were never really able to take advantage of it. It was always Up2IMP putting so much pressure that Argentina's economy was always kind of just not enough, right? So let's go back. And welcome everyone. What do we get then? Once again, we were talking about Indians last time around. Let's go through Indians once again. They do get 10, 15, 20, and 25% cheaper villages in Darkfield Castle and Imperial Ages. On top of that, we'll see for Indians also 10% faster working fishermen as well. Oh, interesting that they are actually trading towards the closest dock. But yeah. Then on top of that, we'll also see for Indians 1 and 2 extra Pierce armor and stable units in the Castle and Imperial Ages. And for the team bonus, we'll also have 4 bonus damage from camel units against buildings. Now, Chinese for Capoch will begin with 3 extra villagers. They will also have 5 extra population support on the TC and 5 higher line of sight, as well as 10, 15, 20% cheaper upgrades in the Field Castle and Imperial Ages. They get 50% extra HP on demolition line ships for the team bonus. Chinese will also get 10% extra food on farms for free. For MbL then, playing with Lithuanians, the final civilization that we're going to discuss about today, or for the series, we're going to see 10% faster movement skirmish spear line units. We're going to see for Lithuanians also 150 extra resources upon starting the game, 150 extra food upon starting the game, 1 extra attack per relic garrison for Lychai and Nightline units up until 4 relics, and we'll see also for the team bonus, Lithuanian monasteries work 20% faster. First player to get control of the trade workshop over here, Nicov. It's already starting to queue some villagers up. We see T90 bringing a villager over as well to go for the trade workshop, and yeah, it's pretty good. Only 4 relics in total, right? Up to 4 relics. Yes, you can get up to 4 relics for the bonus, but the total amount of relics available over here is going to be 5, so it's pretty standard. Wait, do I have Bloom enabled? No. Okay, that seems odd. Anyway. Village is coming up already for T90 and MbL. What we have seen very, very often on this map is the team that gets to the village the fastest to go forward and start putting pressure against the other team from behind the woodlands, right? So something like a tower over here could be really good for MbL. And he is already actually sending a villager over. Let's take a look at if he's got, to see if he's got enough line of sight, if he's got vision about this. He doesn't know! Will he realize in time? He's trying to find a woodline. Little did he know, he's actually walking straight past by one. Oh yeah, that's super rough. If he knew about it, he would be able to start going for it already, but he's going for the archer range. It's still fine. Significantly higher economy at this point already for Argentina A though. How come? Well, they're going out to the FULH a little bit later. They have gone for extra fishing ships. They have also been able to go for extra villagers because of the workshop. Like Nicov's going out to the FULH while he keeps on training villagers from the workshop. Nice. He's coming forward. Did he realize about it? I think he might have known. I think he might have seen the villagers. What I'm really sure though is whether Capoch was paying attention over here because he might have seen the villager from MbL as well. So anyway, here come the archers, guys. Is he going to garrison until he gets a good amount of units, or is he going out right away? He's going out right away to push the villagers away from gold and prevent Capoch from defending himself. Especially by pushing him away from gold, he also prevents navy production. Let's take a look. Capoch is paying attention over here. Yes, but this is a beautiful quick wall from MbL. Capoch breaks through, goes for a contingency tower right away. Yeah, and MbL gets pushed away from here, but he does have a second archer coming out. This is really good from MbL. If he can keep microing his units properly over here, he might not only be able to get a villager or 2 down, but also if he can keep Capoch away from gold, that's great. And yes, we do have a tower over here, but the tower does not have enough range to prevent archers from pushing villagers away from the gold if you get fletching. There's another archer range coming up for MbL, and he's going full aggro. The same as what we saw on Frozen Forest, we are seeing over here. So yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, the archer range is still usable, I think. Right? Yep. These palisades are not finished just yet. It's fine though, even if that archer range gets denied, this second one is already going to be so much better anyway. On water, T90 is going for some galleys, he's got a good amount right now. Meanwhile, we do have some galleys from Nicov, from Capoch, sorry. But obviously with this kind of eco disruption coming in from MbL, he won't really be able to keep up with Navy production compared to T90, and that means that Up2IMP might end up getting full water control. It's very interesting. Once again, economy is stronger for Argentina A, but Up2IMP having so many more military units means that they might actually be able to clutch this one up and take the series. And that'll be, I think, the first upset. And that'll be an interesting one as well. There you go. Beautiful. Capoch is trying to defend over here, but T90 simply has more units. He should be able to clean these guys up. Oh, missed micro a little bit. Yeah, but he's going back, and once he groups up with the rest of the galleys he's got, should be able to hold on just fine. On the left-hand side, here come the archers from MbL straight into Nikov's second economy around the workshop. And now he's getting trade control as well, so that's pretty good. One villager goes down, almost takes a second villager, but Nico's got some scouts coming out already, and he was looking a lot closer than I thought it was going to. And this is not even it. This could be significantly more hectic 5 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now, if history is to tell us anything, of course. So yeah. Beautiful. There we go. Nice pressure from Capoch. Wouldn't really be expecting them to be able to do too much on water over here. Still looking much better for T90. So this is just going to be a defensive army for Capoch. Yeah, to try and protect Nikov's base, but T90 should be able to get full water control eventually. Defensive tower coming out for Capoch over here as well. As MbL brought some villages over, I'm pretty sure he was thinking of going for a tower for himself. Oh no, he was trying to go for a mining camp, I think. Well, we cannot see the foundation over here anymore, but yeah, he cannot do it. It was, no, it was a tower. It was not a mining camp, it was a tower. Now he's going for the tower to push Capoch away from stone. Economy is looking pretty good for T90, and it's looking pretty alright for Capoch as well, which is remarkable given how much pressure he's been up against. And Nicov, of all players, is struggling for economy quite a bit, despite having the highest villager count in the game. Those extra villagers certainly came at a price, and Nicov does end up falling behind because of it. Very even game right now, very even population, only 2 extra population for Argentina A. A little bit stronger economy, a little bit weaker military. Yeah, and Castle Age is already underway for T90, so this can be huge. If T90 is able to keep production going, once he gets to the Castle Age, getting access to War Galley and Balkan Hour is just going to give him such a power spike. And not only should he be able to take Capoch out of water, but also he will be able to go and take the TCs down from both Capoch and Nicov. This is huge, guys. Especially Nicov, who does not have anywhere near enough resources to click up to the Castle Age. If he ends up losing the TC, he's going to have to go for another one elsewhere. There we go. 40 seconds for C time for Up2IMP. T90 specifically. And yeah, it seems like Capoch was able to stabilize for the most part. And Nicov's not taking too much heat over here to speak of either. We still have some archers coming forward from MbL, but yeah, they've not done too much damage just yet, so I think Nicov should be able to defend. He's got skirmishers over here to work with as well, so yes, This is the moment. This is when the game can turn much, much better for Up2IMP. With the War Galley upgrade and Balkanaro upgrades coming up, T90's units will be so much stronger in about 30 seconds. Meanwhile, Capoch, I'm pretty sure he was trying to force an engagement over here and trade as early as possible before T90 got the upgrades, but it took a little bit too long, and now we are going to be with War Galleys very soon for T90. He's got more units right now compared to Capoch. Yes, sir. These are War Galleys right now as well, so Capoch gets pushed away from here and most likely will not get pushed away from water. Really, really good eco balancing from Nicov to be able to click out to the castle edge. If it was not because of it, he probably would have ended up losing the TC before he was able to go up. As T90 is coming forward and there is no resistance from Argentina A on water, Capoch is probably going to end up losing the TC first, yes, but he should be able to get to the castle edge by the time he loses it. Nice push from MbL. Beautiful. Yeah, 2 villages going down already from Capoch. He ends up bailing. He does not want to keep on going over here anymore. Capoch got pushed away from here. MbL brought a superior number of villagers, right? And he got a tower up, so there is no more wood income from Capoch over here. And that's going to be the case also with the stone miners over here, guys. MbL's pushing Capoch away. Up2IMP still struggling for economy and did not catch up yet in villager count, but they have put so much pressure and they have done so much damage to Capoch that I wouldn't be surprised if Capoch's total amount of resource collected or gather economy time is lower compared to MbL, despite, you know, the fact that they were looking better just a couple minutes ago. And we can take a look at that real quick. Gather economy time for Nicov and Capoch is going to be 6 hours and a half and 5 hours and 50 minutes compared to 6 hours and 37 minutes and 6 hours and 10 minutes or 9 minutes right now for MbL, T90 and MbL respectively. So they have put themselves in a pretty good spot despite being significantly behind the villagers for quite a while. They do end up collecting more resources. They do end up with a better efficiency in their workers. And yeah, with all these archers still roaming around from MbL, it's still a very, very big struggle for Argentina to hold on. Once MbL gets to the castle age, there we go, we should see Balkanaro and the crossland upgrade coming up too, which is just going to put him in a much better spot even. So yeah, how does Argentina A come back from this? Honestly, yeah, this is good. Just take advantage of the fact that you were up to the castle age so much faster. And this is the more accessible unit for Nicov. With scouts already out from the fuel age, going for light cavalry, he's going to have a very nice army to push with. So now T90 is getting pushed back into the TC. What a hectic map! I just love it! Players are forced into the land because of the majority of the resource being on land, and because they need to go for extra TCs. It's only in the castle age where they can actually go for extra defense for villagers as opposed to just towers, right? And this is exactly what allows Nicov to get away with this kind of push. This is exactly what allows MbL to get away with this kind of pressure as well. But yeah, Argentina A is stabilizing. They are coming back. They may be behind the military count, but keep in mind that many of those units are actually on water for Up2IMP. 15 of these units are on water. 15 of those military units are on water for Up2IMP. So honestly, they are on 18 military units on land, and we have 13 for Argentina. So it's not too bad. If Argentina can go for extra TCs, there we go. There's the second one coming out for Capoch over here. And yeah, Nicov's got like 1 TC up over here himself as well. He's managed to get control of both trade workshops. You know what? This could be really good for Argentina A, and this could be exactly what they need to come back into the game. Stonewall's coming in now for T90 as well. Wow. Beautiful. There you are. Yeah, great pressure coming in for Nicov. There's a 4 TC coming in for MbL. This kind of economy would come at a cost for MbL. I don't think it's gonna keep all 4 TCs working at all. No. I just think it's for defense purposes. Instead, he's going for a castle drop. He's been collecting stone for a while. So we'll see if he can get this one out. Meanwhile, Nicov. He might realize about the castle coming up. Let's see. Yeah. He knows. He knows now. What will he do? Not much. As a matter of fact, you know, it's Capoch the one who's getting pushed the most over here. Nicov can just pull the villagers over to this wall line and it's gonna be fine. And to be honest, I'm not really sure if Capoch is actually going to take too much damage from here. I guess maybe one farm is gonna have to get deleted, but yeah, the farms are going to be fine. The TC will go down though. But he already has 2 TCs behind this, so I think he's fine. If he can keep on collecting stone as long as possible, that'd be the best for Capoch. So he can potentially go for a counter castle drop once MbL goes for another castle drop. There you go. Beautiful. There we go. Yeah, Nicov's been able to hold on over here with cavalry for the most part. But yeah. Argentina is still in the back foot. They still are in the process of recovering. Now there is a second castle coming up for MbL. There's not been enough time for Capoch to get enough resources to go for a counter castle over here, so he cannot do anything, and MbL will end up pushing him away from goal. Now this castle is a lot more threatening. As you can see, MbL keeps on collecting stone too. He only has 4 stone minus though, but these castles are already so strong. We could potentially see another castle come up if MbL ever got to the resources. He needs to go for another one. If he went for a castle maybe around here, right? Or maybe a little bit more further forward, probably around here or around here. That'd be really good, and they will be able to push so many extra villagers away from resource for Argentina A, but just 2 castles for the time being. He does not seem to be collecting quite as heavily anymore. Instead, T90 is going for more. So yeah. Let's see. Nice pressure on the right hand side for Nicov once again. Certainly the one player giving Up2IMP the most troubles right now. And Capoch on the other hand. Yeah, Capoch's been struggling. He's got as many villagers as T9 as actually MbL right now, but man, that's a lot of villagers going down. All of a sudden, Nicov doesn't now getting a substantial lead over T90. They were very close in villager count. Now they are actually apart by 10 villagers in favor of Nicov. So these raids with camels and whatnot are working out pretty well for Nicov. But yeah, they are still struggling to defend against these castles. MbL playing the Licks role and T90 the Mysterio role. Capoch in survival mode and Nicov is in carry mode. Well, I see the roles over here, yes. I see that. But I'm not really sure how effective this is going to be. Nicov struggling to keep up with his pushes. And, well, Capoch, of course, just been struggling to catch up. And while we do have a stronger economy count for Argentina A, I guess we can agree in saying that there is momentum for Up2IMP with both these castles from MbL as well. There's not a whole lot of surface area for Capoch and Nicov to work with. And eventually after they run out of this forest, for instance, they run out of this stone, they run out of this gold. There's not really too much they'll be able to get access to unless they expand over to the left-hand side corner maybe. But we do have some extra resources, but it's rough. It's rough. Well, the game is not over. quite clearly, Argentina is still going to have to do some work before they get back into the game. Up2IMP has not taken too much advantage of water. For the most part, T90 has gone for, yeah, for fishing ships, right? But not so much MbL. Check this out, the guys are still trading. Yeah, they're just in their docks, of course. As Argentina has already lost their docks themselves. Let's see. Here we go. T90 is coming forward, trying to prevent the castle from coming out. That's a lot of cavalry archers from Nicov, who's made the transition a little while ago, but has not gotten too many cavalry archers just yet. Beautiful. Yeah, the castle does come up. So Argentina stabilizes for the time being. Let's check. And extra TC coming up for Capoch as well. They're stabilizing, guys. Military count is not looking one-sided, too one-sided for Up2IMP anymore. And of course, MbL is going Up2IMP. But of course, a lot of the military count over here from Up2IMP is going to consist of T90's Navy units. So this is actually not bad. Argentina is catching up. Very soon, Nicov should be able to click out to the Imperial Age himself as well. And this is a very, very hectic game. And I think this is probably a lot closer than a lot of people would have expected to see, right? I know that I saw one prediction for 5-0 in favor of Argentina before the series began, but Up2IMP certainly put up a great series, and they've been able to, you know, force a tiebreaker for game number 5, which is great. Careful with the cavalry archers over there. Nicov's getting clapped. There you are. The extra archer range is on the way for Nicov so that he can keep on going for cavalry archers. I do like the unit choice. Indians do get fully upgraded cavalry archers at the very least for this patch still. Next patch that's not going to be the case anymore, but yeah. They're able to hold on. They're able to hold on. Viper Scala give him T90 powers. TND should be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon, and so should Capoch, so it seems to me like we are going to get to the Imperial Age for all 4 players. It's still been really rough for Argentina because they are the ones under the most pressure, and they are the ones who need to push back in order to gain ground once again, which is really, really rough. But yeah. Imperial Age is coming up, there we go. For Capoch as well, it's coming up a little bit later compared to T90's Imperial time. What is the relic situation like? It's, yeah, nobody's got a single relic just yet. You know, given the situation right now and the fact that Up2IMP's got full water control, I kind of wonder how viable it'll be for them to go for water trade. Because quite clearly, you will not really be able to go for trade from the south corner to the west corner or the north corner to the east corner, right? So it's gotta be north to west and south to east. So I'm pretty curious about that. Capoch under a lot of pressure over here. We have Manuel's, Rams, Trebuchets. 2, and this guy should be going down, I'm very sure. most likely. Good defense over here for Nicov. Well played. And the castle does end up crumbling for Capoch. He's still waiting until he gets to the Imperial Age. Now he won't have the infrastructure to go for trebuchet production himself. And instead he'll be relying on Nicov, right? Nikov's got trebuchets coming out, but this game's certainly going to be pushing every player to their very limits. There's so much action going on the left-hand side. The right-hand side. Do you have anything happening over here? It's going to be for the most part on the left-hand side, but it's very hectic. Light check coming out right now for MbL. He starts taking some villagers down, which is great. Do we have any upgrades for these guys? Let's check. Nope. We don't have a lead. We don't have forging. Don't have much of anything. There you are. Imperial H is here finally for Capoch. In the middle of the Exodus though. Gets to the next stage when half his economy is just walking around. It's really bad. TND full population, yes. Capoch is not full population himself just yet. Nicov still waiting a little bit, right? He's on 173, so still about 27 population away from getting pop cap. Meanwhile, MbL on the other hand, 150 and 125 population, very close compared to Capoch, so it's a little bit better for Up2IMP, but not by a huge margin. And remember, once again, because of the Navy units from T90, they wouldn't really be able to go for quite as many land units unless they delete some of these, although the numbers have gone down quite a bit, so he has been deleted some, but just not everything. Heavy Camel Riders coming up, Heavy Camel Archers, sorry, Camel Archer, Heavy Cavalry Archers coming up for Nicov. And Imperial Age upgrades finally hitting over here for Capoch as well, going for chemistry. And leather archer armor is going to allow him to go for ring archer armor very soon as well. So yeah. MbL has also gone for tower shield, if I'm not mistaken, I believe. Let's check. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, skirmishers now. That's what the archer upgrades are coming for. It's going for ring archer armor as well, so now these skirmishers are going to be even stronger. And it's a beautiful counter unit against cavalry archers, of course. And map control is looking nasty for Up2IMP. Check this out! We have Imperial Camel now for T90. He's just finished researching. He's got Blast Furnace coming up, and these units will be so hard to counter. Well, Nicov, on the other hand, could potentially also go for a heavy or Imperial Camels himself, right? He's got Heavy Cavalry Archer instead, which could potentially work, but he's just with the units completely out of place. It's a big struggle right now for Argentina A. They just simply don't have enough ground to work with. Over here down south, right? They get pushed away, so they have basically the left corner to work with. And that's about it. Like, Nikov's around here in the north a little bit, but they're surrounded, effectively. Yes, Up2IMP could potentially trade from the north to the east corner. They could potentially trade from the east to the south corner. It's only the left-hand side corner that Argentina has a hold of right now, and that might not actually be the case for much longer than this. We'll see. Oh yeah, they could potentially trade from north to south. Yeah, imagine. That'll be the ultimate trade route, I guess. But yeah, it's just remarkable that Argentina is still keeping up over here. They have more military units compared to Up2IMP. There you go, the skirmishes are going down. Really good teamwork. The fact that they are still able to hold on over here is just incredible. Less military value? Yes, and less military count for Up2IMP right now. A better military value for Up2IMP, less military count for them. Argentina, on the other hand, still struggling to catch up for economy, but there's one thing that Argentina's got going for them. That's a beautiful trade. A beautiful couple picks. 3 cherishes going down already. It's fantastic, and yeah, there's one thing that Argentina still has going for them. That's the fact that they do have the hill advantage, because so far Up2IMP has been pushing from the southeast, and Capoch, you know, with the extra elevation over here, has been able to hold on even with just arbalesters against skirmishers. And Nikov's been able to hold on even with just heavy cavalry archers over here against Imperial Camel skirmishers as well, and it's basically what's allowing them to keep going for the time being. But Up2IMP's not going to let go. It's not going to let the pressure go at all. Almost 200 population for T90 once again, and 170 or close to that population for MbL. They're looking so much stronger. Seems like they are starting to pick up on their lead and extend on it onto it as well. So yeah. Where's T90's army? He's probably just trying to send the camels forward. He was probably just trickling the units before massing them up. But yeah, Argentina, despite being able to stabilize, is struggling big time right now. There are no cherishes coming out for them, although we do see a bombard cannon queued up already for Nicov, but that's going to be GG, guys! Up2IMP taking game number 5, gets the first victory in the tournament for their series, right? We still have 4 more series to go for Up2IMP and for Argentina A in the 4 next rounds, but this is a huge start for Up2IMP. Argentina A will get some points from the series, will get 2 points, which can be important for tiebreakers in the future, but the fact that Up2IMP was even able to take on Argentina A, the much higher seeded team, was nothing short of remarkable. So well played to Up2IMP. Well played to Argentina as well, but yeah, next week it's going to be another round. They're going to have a second chance of getting a match for Argentina, that is, and Up2IMP, well, they are off to a fantastic start, so impressive? Yes. Let's pay the predictions up. There we go. And let's take a look at the achievements once again. Guys, after the set, we are going to cast one more. We have Sleepy's versus Master and his Muppet coming up. So yeah, let's check the achievements real quick before jumping into the next one. So what do we get? It's going to be a very close to 5 to 3 KD ratio for MbL. For economy, on the other hand, we also see a stronger economy for Up2IMP towards the end of the game. It's really close, but they were getting momentum. You can see right here clearly they were collecting more resources for the last 10 minutes or so. And for society, this is going to explain how they were able to start catching up in resources collected. Simply, they just had more workers, so